All right. What's up, guys? We are live. Alive. Live and alive. Still living, whatever you want to call it. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Can you hear me okay? That's the $5,000 question I always have to ask whenever I use the new mic setup, because I'm always afraid I'm either going to be blasting everybody with background noise or I'm just not going to be loud enough. So I can never really tell. So can everybody hear me okay? All right. What's up, Rusty? See, looks like we got Rusty, we got Lost Soul, Ransom, Mariano, and Headlocked so far that's checked in. So say hello to everybody. Welcome to the stream. So we'll hang on. Excuse me. Hello, Mame. Sexy Mame. What is all right, well, hope everybody's doing good. As you can see, I have the no blocking jabs edition 1.0. Sorry, I think I need a pop filter on this, or whatever they call that, so to prevent what happens to me most mornings, the hard P's. So yeah, yeah, I have this no blocking jabs edition that was sent to me anonymously. It wasn't anonymous, but they requested that I not release their information, so that may as well be anonymous. And I told them that I would, and I'm gonna keep to that word. What's up, Vance Wrestling? Gerardo? Hey, I figured it was you, Axel. Nice to see you. It's been a minute. So, but yeah, the premise of this was I was contacted by an individual, and this individual said, hang on a second. There we go. This individual asked me if I would, oh my gosh. It still says stream starting soon, doesn't it? My goodness gracious. Oh my. I'm sorry, guys. Let's just transition that over. Sorry about that. There we go. It is now started. So as you can see in front of me, I have a couple of windows open here. One, obviously, the debugger window for MAME. The other one, a 0 and 0 editor. And of course, the chat window, which I'm sure will run a few seconds behind. If Kando shows up, he's going to make sure to let me know how far behind it's running. So, but yeah, anyway. So the premise of this was I was contacted by someone who wishes to remain anonymous and therefore will. Although their anonymity, I don't know if you want to say it shows in their work or not, but anyway, contacted me and said, hey, I want you to put some finishing touches on this. Saw the Jam Rewind video where the checksums were fixed. So go ahead and do what you got to do that. And then I can take it to MAME or Fightcade, FB Neo, whatever, to kind of get it out there and put a patch together for it in order to make it available. Of course, because ROM distribution is illegal. I've got a couple of UMK3 boards out in my garage. One is in a cabinet that I use on a semi-regular basis, so I own it. obviously. So, and of course, the cool thing about MAME Debugger is it allows you to see how the games work. The fact that there's gameplay involved is just a nice little side effect of that. So, without further ado, what was told to me was that block jabs, glitch jabs, defense jabs, golden punches, whatever you want to call it, has been removed from the game. And for those of you that do not know what exactly that entails, you as it sits, revision 1.2 and any release that has any release that has essentially unchanged gameplay. And this was true with MK1 all the way up through MK4. You can release a flurry of jabs, high punches or low punches, and if you hold the block button, you can continue the flurry of jabs until you're hit. And so that became a strategy. Sometimes at high level, you'll see fighters posturing each other, and they're just basically punching the air. They're repeating low punch or high punch with block, and usually down plus back held. So basically, that flurry of jabs will be disrupted by a block if something hits them. So let me actually open up. Oh, darn it. Let me open up Fightcade real quick. And I will open up revision 1.2 on Fightcade just to kind of display how that works. So, all right. Let me throw on a second player here. So here is a flurry of jabs. You can hear that nice crispy controller. Now, if Scorpion walks in, that's interrupted, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold block while I'm jabbing instantly. See how that works? That is basically a glitch jab. Now, there is another principle called Kara jabbing, which is basically you cancel your punches with block. And that works if you go in for a low punch, Scorpion goes into sweep. Doing a punch with a sweep, blocking it would cause... Oops. It's hard to do this on a controller and a keyboard. So I'll kick, and then I'll jab. See how Jax's punch animation canceled into block? That's okay. That's Kara jabbing. And that's a viable strategy, no problem at all, right? It's this right here. It's that right there that people have a problem with. So you're basically attacking and defending at the same time. Now, hang on, let me see if I can... Is there like a pause button? Maybe. There is now. There we go. Where was I with that? So yeah, the Kara jabs are totally fine, right? It's just the glitch jabs, block jabs, golden punches, whatever you want to call it, that people take the exception with, and have for years once it was discovered that it was a viable gameplay strategy. And now sometimes, unfortunately, because of that, gameplay can tend to devolve into basically standing still and punching the air and waiting for your opponent to attack you. And that's what this hack is supposed to take care of, and we're going to explore that in a minute. I want to go into the basics really quick of why this works. And I'm actually going to do an entire video on this once I have a little more, I don't know what the right word is, a script or or amount of content created, whatever you want to call it, to explain a little bit more in depth at the code level how this works. We're not going to get that deep into the code tonight as far as like why this works, okay? But so let's look at the attacks, okay? You have high punch, low punch, high kick, low kick, block, and run, which on its own does nothing. But if you are holding forward and press run, you'll start running. If you press run and hold forward, you'll start running. Okay. Hang on. Ooh, Jax was about to get real upset there. All right. So the other thing that is worth noting, that you can hit a punch button and another button, and you will immediately cancel that animation. And by cancel, basically stop the attack. So if you'll notice here, I'm just going to hit high punch. You see how it kind of hangs out there for a second? Now I'm going to cancel it with block. I'm going to hit high punch, then block. High punch canceled. Same thing with run. Same thing with high kick. Same thing with low kick. Pulls it back faster, essentially. Low punch does the same thing. Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? There are two normal attacks that have one animation, or that have two separate, distinct animations. Can you guess what those are? Every character has one low kick. Every character has one high kick, a sweep, all this stuff. Block, and crouching block. It's all one animation, right? High punch has two. Low punch has two. See that? And the game knows which animation you're on to switch so your character doesn't do goofy animations. That's why this works. When you push the punch button, a punch button, high punch or low punch, it's looking for another input. So if another input comes out, if another input is pressed, it looks for another punch input, high punch or low punch. And if it is a punch on either one, high punch or low punch, what's up, Arturo? Not so much hacking, just kind of figuring out a hack. But so if we go punch, low punch, so I'm alternating high and low punches, and Jax doesn't like revert to punching one, like going to one punch or another. But anyway, it's looking for another punch to know to do the appropriate next animation. But if you do a punch and the next input is not a punch, it gets canceled. I'm hitting different buttons that aren't punch buttons. Block does the same thing. So one more thing to note with this. Block, see how there's a few frames of animation in there? Hang on. So, if there's no other, so block, the thing with block is block happens instantaneously when an attack happens or a hitbox connects to a hurt box. When a hitbox connects to a hurt box, it's looking and saying, "Hey, is block being pressed?" And if block is being pressed, you block. It doesn't look to see if the animation's finished. Pressing block is block, which is why this works, because we went right to block. And the thing is, I can do this. I can throw a flurry of punches holding any button. That was weird. Oh, that's not okay. I can do the same thing if I'm holding run, if I'm holding block. I can do all of it. Again, the issue is with this. That's the issue that has plagued the game for years, because this is what happens. That's what ends up happening. And you have some really good looking gameplay. So anyway, with all that in mind, there have been attempts in the past, game hacks that are essentially rebalances. One of those hacks did remove glitch jabs, block jabs, defense jabs, golden punches, whatever you want to call them. It removed them from the game entirely. UMK3 Plus has a combat code that will eliminate these jabs. So essentially, if you can still cancel your jabs with block, like a single jab with block. You can cancel it with any other button. But as soon as you hit the block button, that flurry of jabs is going to stop, and you will go into a block animation. And we're going to explore that again in just a second. The problem is that the rebalance hack was not well received by the community because there were too many changes, and those changes were hard-coded, and there was no option to remove them. UMK3 Plus, I don't know how many people ever use that combat code. I know people know that it's out there, but who knows if they know that it's out there. So, yeah. Let's minimize Fightcade, and let's hop in. And this is the no blocking jabs edition. We'll go into the test menu, and it says right there, revision 1.2. So not a whole lot of changes were made to this from what I can see so far. Let's go into diagnostic checks. We'll do the CPU board test. And what was told to me was that block jabs were taken out of the game. And you can see the U63 and U54 turn red, which means the checksums are incorrect, which was part of what I was contacted for, was to get the checksums straightened out, so that those ROM chips, if anybody ever decided to use them, they would go green. So this is completing, and then we're going to get a ROM chips bad message. Okay, any button. I'm pressing any button. Why isn't any button? There it goes. So if we do the soundboard test, all right, so there's no changes to the audio chips. All right, so let's get right into it. Oh, we don't have unlocked characters. That's okay. All right, so let's see what's happening. All right, I don't know if you guys can hear the game at all. It's kind of actually immaterial, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just punching, holding run and punching, holding high kick, holding low kick, high punch, and block. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, so you see where Reptile canceled the low punch. Oops. There we go. Got to start the kick first. Oops. Ran out of time. Sorry about that. So you see where Reptile can still cancel. Still cancel into a block, and that's fine because that is for when you see guys run jabbing. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's still happening. All right. So, all right. So that does work. So let's go into an arcade run real quick. Because I want to see how it works with the CPU. Because a lot of things you can run in and punch and they'll sweep. Might take a few matches. Don't ever go invisible against the CPU. Because if you can imagine, they know where you are. And you see here, he can still, when... Oh. Well. There. See how he canceled that, and that canceled the... He blocked the sweep, canceling the punch with block. Canceled the punch with block, and that's fine because it's not a flurry of punches, it's just punch immediately followed by block. So that seems to be working well. But yes, if I'm throwing a flurry, it goes right into block. So we're going to look at that in a second, and it's probably... Oops. It's probably the same code that is used. Because it's a very particular set of code that was actually shown to me by the hacker that did TE. But it's a very that piece of code, if it's the same piece of code. I mean, it's like, you know, the way to do it, because it's basically in the middle of those punch animations, it's looking for block to be pressed, and if it's pressed, go into block and stop the flurry of punches. Yeah. And I'll also check here real quick, and you can see that the flurry will cancel, that the flurry will stop on either animation. So you can punch twice and hit block. It's still going. So yeah, either punch animation, if it's the front hand or the back hand, it seems like it's still canceling the flurry once you push block, and it's going into the block animation. So that part is good. So I'm satisfied with that. Oops. %50 out of Reptile. You know, he's not that bad. Okay. All right. Well, you guys want to do some fun stuff now? Oh man, I wish CMM was on, because he'd be like, "Oh yes, let's begin the fun stuff, Drew." So anyway, all right. So, let me expand. Let me expand 010 editor here a little bit. So on the left, we have, you see where it says 1.2 clean reverse 521, because it's it's revision 1.2, it's clean, and it is reverse, which means it's interleaved. It's interleaved backwards. 63 comes first, and then 54 comes first, because it makes searching for bytes quicker. The text is messed up. The text is inverted, but you can always just go and you can swap the little Indian bytes so you can see the text if you want to search for it. The only crux to that is if you want to search for text, you have to transpose each byte. So, okay. Quickly, I suppose, we can just do a quick compare. We can compare two files. So file A, let me do this over here. Sorry, I want to make well and good sure that no information is leaked. So sorry about that. No block jabs, reverse, compare. Okay, so we have the comparison here on the left is 1.2, and then the no block jabs on the right. So we have a match. We have a ton of data that matches in the comparison. Have a huge block of text, and then difference 4C0E. Okay. So what we can do is we can grab this address right here. I know what this means. This C080 is a jump, so it's jumping to this address, this FFDF 8000. I know exactly what that is. But this is a difference in code. So let's go here and let's see what it is. So 4C00, 4C0E, we'll highlight that, and we'll run a little script. I think Paul wrote this one. The address converter on the bottom left, it gives us the game location, so we can go into our MAME debugger and we can set a breakpoint for FF826070. So now if I throw a punch, it breaks. So, yep, we're doing a jump to FFDF 8000. Yeah, let's see. This is a move memory to memory. So we're moving the value at A0 into the stack. And then we're doing this call. So this is calling a routine. Okay, so 187FF80. That's the controller address. So we'll pull that up. That's the controller address for player 187FF80. So it's pulling that information in. So it's FFFF. It's all, so it's basically open. Nothing's being pushed in that region. So, and then when you NOT that, it's changing the value. And then we're moving the I believe that I think that's the player 106. Yeah, I think that's the player's player 1 or player 2. So if it's 1 hex, we're doing another AND immediate of A0, and we're going to jump. So it's going to clear the C flag and return. So the C flag, and so we're moving the original byte from A0 back. See that's at 162 again. And then we're going to jump. JAC is jump absolute carry. So it's looking for the C flag or the carry flag. It's going to jump there if so. And if not, it's going to go to the original bytes, which is this move A13 at the 270 hex offset to A1. And you see this B7A10270 4801. If you look over here, those are the original bytes. And then we're going to compare. And then it goes back to the original routine. And then it goes on. Every active frame that the punch is out, this runs. High punch is active for 5 or 6 frames. That's why it broke that many times. Now, I'm going to push high punch and immediately push block, and you'll see something change. Okay? Now, do you see the value of 187FF80 over here on the right in the debugger, in the memory ranges? It reads right to left. So 187FF80 is now a value of DF instead of FF, and you'll see that right here. So the value in A0 is now FFDF, and that's going to get a NOT. And so now that value is 20. And again, we're looking for the player number. And then another AND immediate, so that's not going to change our value. And then, so if it's equal to, it's going to go to 60, which is going to set the clear flag, or which is going to clear the carry flag. But it's not equal to, so it's going to set the carry flag, and then it's going to return. I don't know if you guys can see the debugger. I hope you can, because I know the text on the debugger is kind of small. But where it says flags up here in the debugger, see C, where the C flag has been set. So now we're going to jump if carry, which the carry flag is set, it's going to jump to this FF8260C0, which is clearing the C flag, which is basically stopping the animation and going to go straight to block. Well, it started to block. The animation didn't happen because when the debugger breaks, you lose control with your controller. You have to go back to the game window. But you notice this does not happen with the other attacks. It doesn't happen with any of the other attacks. It happens with low punch. And it happens with high punch. And this works on player 2 side as well. You'll see here where, yeah, so A1 is equal to 2 instead of 1 because it's player 2 that's doing it. And then we'll do it again, and we'll mash the block button. Got the block button held down, so you see where 187FF88 is now DF, which is why we have, that's why it's looking for the player side, so it can shift, so it can shift and look for the correct, run the routine correctly with the bytes being in a different place. Here it sets the C flag, and since the C flag is set, it jumps, it clears the C flag, and it kills the animation. Cancels the animation, I should say. Oh no! There we go. Didn't want to run out of time and go straight to game over. So, looking at that animation, or looking at that routine that references that animation, that is the same piece of code that is used in TE, and that is used in UMK3 plus. Again, it's pretty like if you're trying to stop this kind of jab, if you're trying to stop being able to do that tactic, which is punching repeatedly while holding block, that's how you're going to do it in this game. When the animation is out, if the block bit essentially is set, if you are pushing the block button, it will stop the flurry of punches, which is why when I showed it with the breakpoints being on, I know this is really interesting stuff, guys, I'm sorry. When it shows, or it doesn't show the block animation when I do it with the debugger having a breakpoint set, because it's with the debugger like that, it's basically an instantaneous press of the block button. I can't hold it after the I can't hold it down, I guess is the right word, after the debugger after it breaks it and it pauses the game like that, because I no longer have control of the game window, which means the controller is not going to work, if that makes sense. So that's why. But if you press and hold the block button, the flurry of jab, so if you press any button, like high punch and then another button, and let go, it's going to cancel. And you're just going to be able to keep repeating that over and over again. But if you are pressing block, it cancels. And if you continue to hold the button down, it'll go into the block animation. It'll stop the flurry of punches, and it'll go into the blocking animation. So I hope that explains it a little bit better. Okay, I can actually demonstrate this, I think. So let's see. I might be able to demonstrate this. We'll use a different value to block, or not to block, but to cancel the animation. So the block. So if I press and hold high kick, you'll see the value changes to BF at 187 FF80. It's DF here. Okay. So here, if I you see I have high kick held right now. So this is going to run. And with the it clears A0, so nothing is going to happen. It's going to go back to the normal routine looking for another input. So I can change that piece of code though. So you see where it stayed active, right? So we're going to break it again. Let's see. We need to find this right here. So we need to go to this address right here, FF823200, and we need to change that value to an AND immediate of 40 hex. So let's grab our calculator. That ain't it. Let's grab our calculator. So FF823200 sends us to 4640 ROM address. So let's change this to FFBF. Okay, so now, hey, what's up, Headlocked? I'm also going to clear off the breakpoint for now so I can demonstrate this. So here I'm going to do a flurry of punches, and I'm holding block right now. Oh, huh. See that? So that's not going to work too well for the demonstration. You see how I'm holding block, and it just blocks instantly and then cancels. So let's see something really quick. Oh, huh. That's funny. Press and held high kick, and it went to the block animation. Yeah, I'm holding high kick right now. That's funny. So this is looking to say, is he blocking? Ha! That's funny. So, all right, anyway. If I change this to FFEF, that might actually force me. No, that's going to make me block anyway. Yeah. So that's going to make me block. I'm holding high punch, but I'm blocking. Because I changed that. I changed what that input is looking. I've changed what that is looking for. I like those little animation frames that it stops on. It's kind of cool. All right, so let's see. Headlocked. What we've been basically going through is kind of how block jabs, defense jabs, etc. works, and then we're going through the code that this anonymous hacker sent me. We're kind of just combing through the code. So what we did here was we explored. Hey, what's up, Bengals? Who day? We explored the first difference in code. Yeah, we explored the first difference in code, and we'll continue into that by going to this FFDF 8000. And there is that code that we just stepped through. Okay. That's the code we just stepped through. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16. It's, what is that, 32 bytes of code? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 32 bytes of code to defeat the block jabs, or whatever you want to call them. All right, Bengal. Well, we can. I can try to simplify it a little bit. What this? Sorry. Oops. What this hack is essentially aiming to do is to get around a. It's historically been called glitch jabs, which basically allows you to. It allows you to punch. Ooh. Sorry about that. when you guys get the hard P, I get the hard P. I hear it right in the headphones. So essentially, this game allows you to more or less attack and defend at the same time. You can press and hold the high punch buttons or the low punch button and continue to press them over and over again while holding the block button. So you are attacking with your punch flurry, punching the air, like so. And as soon as Scorpion would walk in and attack, his attack would be blocked. So you would essentially be attacking and blocking at the same time, which is a lot of people don't like that, and it kind of devolves gameplay a little bit, even at the highest levels. So what this hack does is it is with every active high punch, darn it, with every active high punch or low punch frame. When the attack is out, it is looking for the block button, the block input to be pressed. And if the block input is pressed, it will immediately stop that punch animation and send you over to block, which is great, I think. I mean, it's good and it's bad. Like it does change the core of it does change the gameplay. But if what the hacker is telling me is true, then that's the only change to gameplay. So anyway, let us look at the next group of code. So this is more matches, obviously. So there's a difference here. Okay. So what is this? Oh, there's another difference here. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so oops. Let's turn this around. All right, so this right here is the parental advisory. That's what you see at the, like the screen that comes up before Midway presents. So this code has been removed, and this code. So yeah, this address right here. So this FF9B F600, that's all of this. So if we go to FFDF CC00, oops. Yeah, I know, Headlocked. It's kind of crazy. This looks to be very similar. No blocking jabs edition V1.0. That's funny. So yeah, if we reset the game, no blocking jabs edition V1.0. And let's go back to revision 1.2, which is in Fightcade here. See the difference. No blocking jabs edition V1.0 and AMA parental advisory. And the AMA parental advisory just sits lower on the screen. But yeah, that is, it looks familiar. And it's interesting to me that the text was moved. Well, actually, the text needed to be moved because it's one block of text. This like /n/n is basically going to a new line twice, which is why there's like a skipped line of text and then a line of text and a skipped line of text, because you have these two /n/ns here. But like, so lifelike violence in lifelike violence strong /n/n/n/n. So that's why you have continuous lines of code as opposed to the code being broken. Okay, so there, match, difference, match, difference, match, difference, obviously. And then a big old match. That's a pretty sizable. That's a lot of the same difference. Oh, okay. There's a difference here. What is that difference for? That code section looks familiar. Hang on a second. Hold on. I think I know what that is. Let's bring up the cutting room floor. Because that, like I said, that address range looks really familiar. Simplified EJB code. So this has to do with the EJB menu. That's right. That's right. Yes. Okay, so check this out. Okay. See where it says 1 player block 5, 2 player block 10, 1 player block 3, 2 player block. Okay. This right here, and I have to reverse the bytes here. 1, 2. See, 0, 0 counts for 1. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's 5, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have player 1 block times 3. 1, 2, 3. Player 2 block. Player 1 block 0, 0. Player 2 block times 2, 1, 1. Player block 1 player block times 3, 1, 2, 3. 1 player block or 2 player block times 3, 1, 1, 1. And then this terminator on the end, 4, 4. Well, that's interesting. Over here, the different byte, the difference, this 44 is up here. So it looks like it happens. So, all right, man, have a good night. Thanks for stopping in for a few minutes. Appreciate seeing you. Oh, hold on a second, guys. One moment. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so by this logic, this is the first 5, this is the next 5. So if we do the EJB, if we do the first 2, if we do player 1 block times 5 and then player 2 block times 5, we should get into the EJB menu. So let's try. I think you gotta wait for the attract mode to come up, right? There we go. Let's see. Look at that. Okay. So in this one, it looks like if you want to get to the EJB menu, you just got to do player 1 block 5 times, player 2 block 5 times. Well, that's pretty cool. He didn't mention that. So let's see. Oh, enable hiddens. Let's go to the select screen. And there they are. Hey, hey. That's pretty cool. So we have no glitch jabs, and we have an easy EJB. Oh, I love Romhack. He's so fun. Romhack, he's so fun. Ooh, off the screenality. Okay, so all right, so we have no block jabs. Well, let's see. We have the first. We have the we have no block jabs. We have the updated AAMA screen, and then we have the easy EJB screen, easy EJB menu, EEJB, easy EJB. All right. We have matches, and then the rest. Yeah, see that. So that is the that's the block of code that eliminates glitch jabs, and then this is the block of code. This is the block of text, where the blocking jabs, no blocking jabs edition lives, and then the rest of it's a match. So that's it. So I'm looking at the 1.2 code next to the no block jab code, and those are the three changes, right? We have the AAMA screen. We have the no blocking jab hook and code. And then we have the easy EJB menu. Yeah, that's the piece of code that hooks that hooks to that goes to the hook, which is right there. And then that is the cleared out AAMA text. And these two little pieces of code here are just the reference to the new block of text. And then this right here is the menu is the input terminator. And there you go. That's the block jab defeat, and that is the new section of text. So that's it. Those are the only changes. So it's very cool. All right, so one thing that the author wanted me to do was to, like I mentioned, we go to the diagnostic test section, and we go to the CPU board test. U54 and U63 are going to light up red because the checksums are wrong. Okay, see, U63, U54, no bueno. Go here, we go to the test menu for 1.2 in the FightCade emulator, or final FB Neo, sorry. Go to those diagnostic tests. CPU board test. See where U54 and U63 light up correctly. All right. So, well, why not? Let's do let's run that fix. So I don't remember how, if I got, no, I didn't get technical into the explanation of the checksums at all. I think I've probably mentioned the checksums at some point on a stream a long time ago, how the checksums work. But what we'll do is we will bring them up here in 010 editor, and I will show you how they work. So if we look at U54, so this is the hack U54. So if we do a checksum and we check this unsigned byte, U byte, the 8-bit, that is going to give us the last 4 digits, the 4050. That is the that's what I'm looking for. That's the checksum. We can do the same thing if we open up the U54 and U63 from 1.2. I can show you how we can find the checksums. We don't have to set it to edit as hex, but it just looks better. So if we run the checksum tool here, so the last 5 is 55E2. Now I have the checksums actually marked as bookmarks here in 010 editor because I wanted I've had it bookmarked for a long time. Not there. There. So these bookmarked items, so this is the U54 checksum, and this is the U63 checksum. And these two values are also important because these are the checksum mirror bytes. We're going to mark those. Clackety clack. So the way these mirror bytes work, so if I had to do this for the U2 ROM also for UMK3 Plus. When a checksum is self-contained, I guess is the best way to put it, you have to have what are called mirror bytes. I call them mirror bytes. I think Paul calls them mirror bytes. That's probably the correct term. It might not be. I don't know. But you have to have mirror bytes. So if the checksum changes like it does here, so if I change the checksum value or the expected checksum value, it's actually going to change the checksum on the chip itself. Because I'm changing data here, even though it's a small number, it's going to cause the checksum to fail. So in order to fix that, you have to have a mirror byte. And those mirror bytes live on both chips because 55 is going to live on U54, E2 is going to live on U63 because the chips are interleaved. They're interleaved at a byte level. So in order for these checksums to be to pass and to be accurate, you have to adjust the mirror bytes as well, because the game has to look for the correct checksum in order for the checksum to pass, right? Because it's adding up all the bytes on the U2 chip, or I'm sorry, it's adding up. So the U54 checksum, all the bytes put together, that's the sum, and it's just looking at the last four values, 4050. in this case. So what we can do with the mirror byte is we can adjust these so that the checksum, the true checksum, is on the chips, but it allows us to check the checksum against the value on the chip so it will pass. We're not fudging any data. This is actually the way that it's supposed to work. So if we go, oops, what? Oh. 7, 6. All right, so 55E2, okay? Let's go here. So watch this. So let's pull the handy dandy calculator out. Again, it gets really interesting, right? So let's do the U54 mirror byte. Let's watch this. Let's add these two together. And then so the U54 mirror byte is this AA1D. That adds up to FFFF. And that's not an accident. If we do the U64 checksum plus the U64 mirror byte, oh, look at that. FFFF. So if we take the checksum of, let's just say U54. Let's reset this real quick because we can do this. We can do this like right here. All right, let's just do U54. So the checksum is 4050. So we're going to do FFFF minus 4050. That'll give us our mirror byte. All right, we plugged it in where the checksum value is as well as the mirror byte. And let's see what happens. I might have to do them both, so this might actually turn red. Nope. U54 is now correct. So the expected value of 4050 per the checksum is correct. So let's do the same thing with U63. You got to reset first. The same value with U63, the checksum value. Oh, I got to run it. E01D. 1FE2. So, oh man, can you hear my cat? Well, that's embarrassing. 76DC2. There it is. E01D. And what was it? 1FE2. So let's run the checksum again. Run the Can you guys hear my cat? I can hear my cat in my headphones. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat. Come on, chat. Help me out. But yeah, U54 and U63 has turned up green. All right, Lance. That's what I kind of figured. Yeah, it's definitely a cat. So yeah, there you have U63 and U54 are lit up green. So now we get a full sound section check. Green. All right. So that is the changes we're going to make here, so 40, 50. And what is it? E01D. E01D, and then BFAF. 1FE2. And for a little proof of concept, let's run a little uninterleave. And yes, I am interleaving them backwards because they are interleaved backwards. So you sticklers can just stuff it. Let's get this put into the ROMs directory. And then we will run UMK3 debugger. Those errors you see on the screen are from I was trying to create a couple of cheat parameters. No blocking jabs edition 1.0, diagnostic test, CPU board test. That's cool, Lance. That's totally fine. There you go. U54 and U63 are green, as they should be. So there we have it. We're just going to hold the start button to exit out. Sound is good. And then let's continue on. Next up, Easy EJB. There you go.
Excellent.
Credits, initials. Ooh, we can. Ooh, let's guess. A realm where neither the Earth Warriors nor Shao Kahn have any control. I've beaten this like once. It's like, it's brutal. Lance, if you join the MK Plus Discord, there's a lot of help for different emulation platforms in there. So yeah, we have enable hiddens, disable hiddens, the fatality demonstration, error report test. I don't think this does anything. Nope. Enable, disable. We already enabled the hiddens, but we'll do it again. We'll re-enable them. Oh no, I'm out of coins. There we go. But yeah, we have the hiddens. We got the scorpion. Oh boy. %71%. Oops. I was a little slow at that. So I can still carry a jab, which is fine. But as soon as I... Oops. Oops. Man. Oops. Get out of here. Oh, here comes Subby. So yeah, it works the way it should. Oops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold it. Oh no. It's funny, it treats that uppercut as the first hit of the combo. Because the CPU... I'm trying to do that low punch. There. So you can see where it's... Ooh, Grandma felt that one, boy. Alright, so yeah, as far as I can tell... As far as I can tell, the goal of this hack is pretty much achieved. Dang on it. I'm trying to get a little bit extra damage out of Jax here because he has such a big hitbox. But yeah, so this is working exactly how it's supposed to. So I can run in, I can still carrot jab his... Carrot jab his sweep. I was slow to punish that. He netted me twice. That's amazing. So I can still cancel. But as soon as I hit that block button, it cancels the punches. Stops the jab flurry. Which is exactly what it's supposed to do. So yeah, guys. Oops. Ooh. Alright, so yeah, that's it, guys. That is it. I really don't have anything else to display. I mean, that was the I mean, that's it. I mean, like we can compare these again. And we can run through all this. There's really no point. Excuse me. Oh. But yeah, so the other thing, let's see, 1 second. Mariano. The only thing that I thought was interesting. Huh. Let me see if I can find this. 1 second. Turn this, change this. I have to go to the ROMs directory, I think. Yeah, 1 moment. There we go. So this is going to be Juggernaut's hack. Juggernaut's Hack Edition 1.0. Let's try something. Okay, so we want to find some characters. Find JUG. Maybe I didn't do that right. What am I doing wrong here? Trying to find a string. Using the address there. Let's try it this way. AAMA. See if that works. All right, let's transpose the AA, the MA. All right, well, I'm doing something wrong. Searches the address range. For the string AAR. Searches the address range in the current CPU. Oh, no? Fine. So we have to start at FF80 0000 because that's the beginning range of the game. I'm doing something wrong. Ah. Well, we're going to be there a while. That's a lot of addresses. That's probably too many F's there. That's going to be searching a lot of data. We're going to be here a while watching this. There is an easier way to do this, but I was just hoping to do it a more fun way. Not found. Okay. No. Is it still searching? Yeah, it's still searching. Not responding because it's trying to search a whole bunch of addresses. Ones that don't exist. What am I doing? I know a really easy way to do this once I get the game back. 1 minute. La la la. Sorry, it's taking a second. Sorry, didn't need to hear me sniffing. Well, while that's doing its thing, we could do it that way too. We could search. There we go. Yeah, we can search that. Oh, come on. I know, it's searching for a really long time. But we have a way of doing it, don't worry. As soon as we get it back. Maybe. I sure hope we get it back soon. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I could also just exit out and go right back in, couldn't I? Let's do that. Yep. Close program, because you're a big dummy. Alright, try again. Alright, so let's do this. We know so we go find. Alright, so we do w dot (414D) comma 4120. That doesn't have to be running for that to happen, doesn't it? Okay. Let's try 4D41 2041. Oh my word. This makes me mad because this should work. Searches the address. word sized value followed by the word sized value. The string followed by a D word size. 0 followed by the string. Yeah. So if I go to the top, these are all the same at the very top. So find let's say W.A205. Okay. Okay, so apparently I have to use it by hexadecimal address and not not the game address, unless I just completely killed it again. Guess we're gonna find out. I've been using this debugger for like 6 years now. You'd think I was a little bit better at it, but I guess not. Oh, there it is. Well, still. Okay. That's hilarious. All right, well, I'm really bad at this apparently. Anyway, I have done this a million times. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Really don't know what I'm doing wrong. So like if we do oops. Okay. So that FF81 DD50, it does. Okay. Okay. All right, so I am doing something right. So find FF80. So if we do 4150. 5041. Oh my. get it. All right, well. Oh, let's just let's do this then. There, now. Yeah, I don't get it. Or maybe I have to do it this way. All right, anyway, we know how to find it. We just don't know how to find it. But what, okay, anyway, BF980. BF980. So, somebody had, at some point, some fairly intimate knowledge of Juggernaut's hack, perhaps. I can't speculate any further than that. I don't know if... because there's a crap ton of other stuff in Juggernaut's hack. There's Human Smoke and Noob on the select screen. There's the Endurance Tower. There's the character unlock by default. I don't think the stage cycles are any different, but you have I think you have some different towers. You have the Endurance Tower. Noob and Smoke on the select screen. Hidden characters are unlocked. I believe Human Smoke is no longer stage locked. Let's see. Yeah, the towers are different because you fight sometimes Human Smoke, sometimes Noob after the Endurance, or sometimes you'll get Noob down there. Oops. I think Noob is still not finishable. Yeah, Noob's not finishable. Let's see. Human Smoke. Yeah, he's no longer stage locked. In 1.2, if you access him through the transformation code in single player mode, he is stage locked to the blue portal. I believe the rest of the hiddens are. I believe the rest of the hiddens are, so if you fight, if you get a prize fight, fight Ermac. I believe you might fight them in the portal anyway, but they are stage locked until you unlock them. Hold it. I forget which buttons you're supposed to hold. Hey, you got Dan Fortin. But yeah, there you go, guys. Block jabs. They work in Juggernaut's hack. They do not work in the NBJ. No BJ. Wait a minute, that's not nice. Ow. No. Ooh. Oh, and then I stand around on top of me. Come on, Kano. Alright, I'm going to finish Kano off here, and then we're going to call it a night, I think. Oh, good night, sweet prince. Alright. So there you go. There you have it. There it is. We explored this glitch jab free hack that was sent to me. We found a couple bonuses in there. We found the easy EJB menu. So hey, what's up, Floic? You kind of just missed it. I'm gonna be signing off here in a minute. But to sum it up, we explored the hack that was sent to me by someone who wishes to remain anonymous. Of course, no glitch jabs. We demonstrated that. The easy EJB menu. And a little cliffhanger as to, who was this hacker. I mean, they just told me they had knowledge of the game, so. But I also said I wasn't going to say who they were. We can speculate all we want. But, I'm not going to say it, so. Well, that's going to be it, I think, for tonight, guys. I'll do an upload. The last part was the reason it was sent to me was to half of the reason it was sent to me was to have the checksums updated so they test correctly, and then the final part is going to be me putting it through, creating a patch out of it with Lunar IPS, so it can be patched with a regular 1.2 ROM. So I'll get that done at some point this coming week, and I'll make a video when it's available and let everybody know. But thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys, and have fun. Have a good rest of your weekend. If y'all are fortunate enough to be off work tomorrow, enjoy your day off. If not, I hope you have a good day at work or doing whatever else you have to do tomorrow. So have a good one, guys. Take care, and I will see you next